I don't know. Hello, this is Adriozzi, and I'm going to be reading fan fiction that I searched for on fanfiction.net. I'm reading a My Little Pony fanfiction, and today we were searching for hurt and comfort, the ones with the genre hurt/comfort, and I found one called My Little Feelings and Colts. I tried recording this two times before, but those were failures. So I am starting over to Chapter 1, At My Door. Flutter Mac, which is shipping Fluttershy with Big Macintosh, and it just makes me think Donald. It's so much longer than I expected. This video is 15 out of post videos longer than that. Anyway, onwards, let's start this thing. The evening was silent. Every light and pony. I was all alone in my home, curled up in a chair as I read a nice book. I had finished putting Angel and the other animals to sleep, and I was completely satisfied of having my own time. Even the bearer of kindness needs her private time. Just then, a knock came on my door. I asked myself, oh dear, who could knock at this time of night? I traveled from my chair to the door on my hooves. I don't really blink all the time, and opened it. No one was there. Well, that's strange, I told myself. Just then I hear a little whimper. I looked down and saw a khaki travel bag. The whimpering was coming from it. I looked around, and seeing no one nearby, I undid the bag and peered inside. I made a gasp so small, I was thankful I didn't startle what was inside. It was a tiny Pegasus, crying softly. She had pale green skin and a mop of curly, light teal and leaf green on her head. She was crying with her eyes squinted shut. I realized she was abandoned by her mother and her father. Just thinking about it made my heart break in half. I knew better than to leave a helpless baby on her own, especially near the evergreen forest. Gently placed a hoof on her head and petted her hair. Shh, I said, trying to comfort the little boy. Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. The baby unfolded her eyes at me, having a glimmer of chocolate brown in them. They sparkled at me. She held her forelegs up to me, mumbling in the cutest little voice. Mama! I knew she thought I was her mother. Gently, I reached my other hoof in and lifted her from the darkness of the bag. I then decided without hesitating, I'll take care of you no matter what. I brought the baby inside my home and got her a comfy bed that was hardly used by any creature I cared for. I laid her down in a soft cushion and then got her some warm milk. I always keep some warm milk in a thermos. I put it in the baby bottle and gave it to her. She took it immediately and sucked on every last drop. I giggled and said, I guess you're hungrier than I thought. As soon as she finished, she yawned softly. I thought of a name for her. I noticed the colors of her mane and coat. They were different shades of green, as green as leaves. I know what I'll call you, I proclaimed as the tiny girl gazed at me with two twinkling eyes. Your name is Leafly. Leafly giggled. She seemed to love the name. She yawned again and rubbed a sleepy eye. I placed a pink blanket over her and sang my favorite lullaby. Hush now, quiet now, it's time to lay your sleepy head. Hush now, quiet now, it's time to go to bed. After repeating it twice, Leafly was sleeping peacefully. I gave her a tiny kiss on the forehead and whispered in her ear, "Good night, Leafly." Aww. Well, that was cute and sweet. Now let's see back. Want to make sure I'm able to go back to the thing the in English, the in caption. So we're going back, back. So I tend to gawk when I say that, like a chicken. Bawk. Wait a minute. Nope, we're good now. We're okay. After. I wake up, sleepyhead. Pinkie Pie's fish off. A few knocks on the door. I woke up, feeling very sleepy. I hadn't slept much because I couldn't help thinking about Leafly. Speaking of Leafly, I heard her crying as Pinkie continued knocking on the door. I jumped out of bed and flew to her bed. I lifted her in my arms and rocked her. Pinkie might have heard Leafly because she screamed on the other side of the door, "Ooh, was that baby I hear?" Before I could tell her to quiet down, she burst in. Leafly saw her and squeaked in fear, hiding in my what? Okay. Hold on a minute, I've got to take care of something. My mom's calling me. I'll read the chapter. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. We were at the second paragraph of this, right? I had to go pull some clothes. Anyway, here we go. Speaking of Leafly, I heard her crying as He continued knocking on the door. I jumped out of bed and flew to her bed. I lifted her in my arms and rocked her. Pinkie must have heard Leafly, because she exclaimed on the other side of the door, "Ooh, is that a baby I hear?" Before I could tell her to quiet down, she burst in. Leafly saw her and squeaked in fear, hiding in my long, pale pink mane. I could tell she was afraid of Pinkie's obnoxious nature. "Ooh, she's a cute pie. You should call her that, cute pie." "Pinkie?" "Hey, that sounds like my name, only without Pinkie, because she isn't pink. She's more cute, like pie, so her name's Cutie Pie." "Pinkie?" "You know what? She should have a party with the cake between. There are lots of fun. I bet Pound Cake will like her, because they're both Pegasus. The, pound, the Pumpkin Cake will like her too, and also Pinkie." I managed to yelp. Pinkie Pie blinked and asked, "Yes, Fluttershy?" I took a deep breath and said as Leafly calmed down a bit, "First, her name's Leafly. Second, you need to quiet down. Your yell startled her." Pinkie giggled and said, "Why didn't you say so before?" I glared at Pinkie. She suddenly understood and jumped back a little. Oh. I then noticed something. "How did you know she's a girl?" I asked. Pinkie smiled complacently. "She's got eyelashes, silly." It was true. 2 eyelashes floated above each of Leafly's eyes. I sighed and reported, "Well, I'm going to adopt Leafly as my own." Pinkie suddenly gasped. "You mean she's an orphan?" I nodded and explained. I found her at my door last night in a travel bag. I pointed to the toss bag in the corner, where a turtle was resting on it contentedly. Aw, poor thing, Pinkie commented, petting Leafy. But don't you worry, cutie. Aunt Fluttershy will take super duper care of you. I smiled. She was actually right. A few hours later, I'd had the adoption certificate signed, making Leafy and Fluttershy officially my own. As I trotted through town with Leafy and a baby Gary the cakes were kind enough to give, I saw Pinkie and my 4 other friends there. Fluttershy! Rainbow Dash exclaimed, zooming towards me. Pinkie told us about Leafy. We're glad you made the right choice. Twilight Sparkle added, yes, it was wise of you to take care of her and not leave her alone near the forest. Princess Alicia will be pleased with you. I blushed. Leafy then yawned, stretching her tiny green wings. Well, looky here. The Applejack jumped in. Kiddo, the Pegasus. She sure is luckier than when we were after we saved our apples from a swarm of caterpillars. Mary took one look at the tiny lily and said, I could see why you named her Leafy. She sure is beautiful. She then gasped. I think I know how to make Sweetie costume for school play next week. Thank you, Leafy. She trotted out to the carousel boutique. So you're a mom now, huh, Fluttershy? Applejack asked. I nodded and then said, well, gotta go. Wrong voice! Use Applejack's voice. Well, I gotta go. Leafy needs to sleep. Bye, guys. I strolled off. Happy to be a mom to a Pegasus. And that was only the beginning of our adventure. Well, that was sweet. Chapter 3 is just a guy saying that he's changing, or girl saying that he's changing Leafly to My Little Phillies and Colts. It's called Leafly. Yeah, the other parents in the next chapter. As we were on our way, Leafy saw a blue and white butterfly and cooed and awed. I felt the bag growing light, and I was light suddenly. That was when I noticed Leafy trotting away after the butterfly. I gasped in horror and rushed to save her. But 200 ponies were in front of me, arguing over a broken cart. I saw Leafy disappear and grew terrified. What am I going to do? Big Macintosh's point of view. See, I told you Big Macintosh would appear. But sadly, I don't think I have that much time. So, maybe the cliffhanger will probably torture you. You can go, no, why cliffhanger? I like a baby and you enjoyed this. Please comment positive things to help me. And subscribe to become a little rose in my rose garden. And check out my fanfiction.net account too, because I am working on fanfiction. This is my username right here. Capital A DRI, capital R OSI. AG Rosie. Well,